Alright Jeff, we're here in Williamstown, sunny Williamstown for
cold, freezing Williamstown.
For Barry Michael's book launch. You obviously have a lot of memories going back. You know, it was a huge fight in Melbourne, him and Lester Ellis. He's such a big part of Australian boxing. Could you describe Barry Michael's influence to Aussie fighters and Australian boxing in general?
What he done that night was pretty remarkable because Lester was the man on the scene at the moment. I still think Lester's one of our greatest ever fighters, and on that night somebody very, very special beat him, somebody who totally believed in himself. That's Barry's got a great chin and everything else, but when it comes to self-belief, Barry's one of those very, very special people.
Definitely. And you'll be commentating for the Sonny Bill Williams Paul Gallen fight?
Yes, I will be.
How do you see that fight going?
Listen, I think it's going to be a tough fight, but I've been watching Sonny Bill train, and I think a lot of the things that he's doing is going to fall straight in the hands of Gallen. He's throwing some very, very big punches, which I think Gallen's going to be right in there close. The bigger the punch you throw and the other guy throws shorter, you're in trouble. So like I said, I love both guys. They're both idols of mine. I love rugby league. I love the great players, and they both were great. Sonny Bill was a freak, and I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, I'm slightly favouring Paul because of the training. Like I said, I mean, he's training with Jai's dad. Jai's Jai. Nobody can do what Jai does. That's, for me, everybody's individual, and you work with them with their strengths and weaknesses. Like I said, nobody can be Jai Pattaya, and trying to turn Sonny Bill into a Jai Pattaya is a crazy thing.
Definitely. Because you look on paper, Gallen's got a lot more experience, beat better guys, but age is probably starting to creep in now. Do you think that plays a factor?
Age always plays a factor. But like I said, these guys aren't world champion boxers. They're two footy players who converted to the sport, who have done great in all facets of life. I mean, when I listen to Sonny talk on his podcasts and stuff like that, and just in general, I think, wow, what a special human. When I see Paul compete, I think, wow, what a special person he is as well. One's a great competitor. They're both great competitors, but Sonny's got a lot of other things that he can play off. Paul, he's got that one thing, and I think that he does it great. I remember when he first started, I put him through pads. I thought, wow, this guy could be good. He could be, and he's proven that.
Now you're back training again with Brock Jarvis. I know you didn't really approve of him taking the Thurman fight.
That's why I wasn't there.
Yeah, so in the aftermath of that fight, I guess you were proven to be correct. What did you take away from watching that? It would have been hard for you to be, not involved.
I learned nothing. All I know that Brock didn't have the right preparation, and I don't want to be part of putting somebody in the boxing ring in the toughest sport in the world unless you have the right preparation. I mean, if you had the right preparation and that happening, that's boxing. When you don't have a preparation at all and that happens, it's not good.
So what are you hoping to do with him now? What's your, I guess, goal for the next 12 months with Brock?
Yeah, I just want him to practice what we've been doing at home in the gym, and but obviously he believes in himself. But I just want him to do things that are right. I want him to punch straight instead of hooking and stuff. So if you miss, you're in close. I want him to do things that are going to make sure that he has the most minimum chance of getting hit.
Before in your talk, it was interesting how you were talking about like your favourite fight was actually the fight you lost with Azumah Nelson because it humbled you to put you down back to earth. Being who you were, knocking out everybody, champion after 7 fights. How important it is for fighters not to let their egos, because everyone says I don't let it get to me, but it gets to you.
Stop. Anybody who says that fame and fortune hasn't changed them, lying. It changes you automatic. You eat better. You can go out. You can own a better car. You pay rent a bit. So that's change. I mean, live in the same old shithouse you lived in when you drive the same old shithouse car. No, that doesn't happen. So like I said, fame and fortune changes everybody, and most of the time not for the better. Because like I said, I don't really like that person I was, and especially as I grew up and I've got 2 daughters. So I think, wow, if people done what I done, and not that I did anything bad, but I mean, I don't like that I had an open door to doing what I wanted to do, and I don't like that, So I've tried my best to change and to show my daughters and to tell them what I went through. And like I said, my daughters come home, as long as they come home happy every night, then I'm happy for them. That means they're with the right partner.
That's right. And what would you say to up-and-coming fighters? Like, you have the world at your feet. They can have the same pitfalls as you. Obviously, you've got that experience. What do you want to pass on to them?
Yeah, that don't forget the path you took to get there. And like I said, I haven't forgotten. Of course I forgot. I was kilometres away from that path. But like I said, no. What gets you there is the secret. That was the secret to getting you there. And what you got to realise is, when you're not the world champion, you're the hunter. You're hunting. When you become world champion, you're getting hunted. So it's so much different. Like I said, and for me, it's not about winning a world title. Anybody can win a world title. It's about how long you keep it, longevity. And like I said, for me, they can have all my belts as long as I have the respect that I have from the greats like Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Ray Leonard, Roberto, all those. Then you made it. When you have respect from your peers, then you made it. I mean, winning one fight, and becoming world champion, yeah, it's special. But unless you can defend it 4 or 5 times and do other things, to me, it was just a one-off thing. I was blessed. I won my bantamweight, defended 3 times. Won my super bantamweight, defended 3 times. Won my featherweight, defended 3 times. Won the junior lightweight title, and I got robbed of it. But like I said, getting robbed of that title was most probably the greatest thing that happened to me. Although it hurt me and stuff like that. When I went back in the training, I was never the same. Like I said, when I talk about women and stuff, I was never the same. I thought, this is going to be round 13, 14, 15, and I'm going to knock Azumah Nelson out. He went back, looked at videos of my fight. I never even looked at the video of the fight again. Me and Johnny never studied anything. We just thought I was going to kill this guy. So, mate, all credit to him, one of the greatest fighters in history, one of the greatest African fighters ever. And like I said, I have no complaints. Like I said, when we had the rematch, that wasn't a fight. That's not on my record. And that's not. I don't even classify that as a fight. 44. And although they're doing that today, that wasn't a fight for me. That was just an exhibition with the most beautiful human ever.
That's really great to hear that you have such a good relationship with him, because you share the ring, but sharing the ring with someone, you form a bond with them that non-fighters can't explain.
Let me say, this is not about a relationship. This is just my opinion. I don't know what he thinks, whatever. But like I said, that's my opinion. I respect him 200% out of 100%. I think that, like I said, he's one of the maybe the greatest ever African fighter. And like I said, I just know what he's made of. There's not too many people that lose a fight and then fight the guy straight after and beat him. And he's done that a few times. So he's a very, very special fighter.
Speaking of someone who has been doing that, Tszyu has the rematch with Sebastian Fundora coming up. You got obviously a lot of mental scars from the first fight with the blood and everything, but not only that, he had the Murtazaliev fight after that where things didn't go too well for him. Keeping all that in mind, what do you think are his chances in the rematch with Fundora?
No, I honestly believe that Tim's going to win and win convincingly. Fundora's a great fighter, but Tim's special. Hopefully those 2 losses aren't going to affect him. I hope, especially the last one. But no, I think that he's such a good fighter, such a confident kid, and believes in himself so much that, and he has the skill and ability with all that. So I believe he'll win the fight, win easily.
As a trainer, what would you say to someone like Tim mentally to get him, in the right mind frame for this fight?
It's not hard to get somebody in the right mind frame after you've lost 2 fights, lost the title, and you've gone from whatever to whatever. It's easy to get that hunger back, and he's shown that to me, just in his training, in his preparation, his speech. So he's going to be fine.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Jeff. And,
great pleasure.